Several years ago, Eric and I reviewed this, and I think Bruce did too. Yeah, Bruce reviewed it as well. He didn't like it as much as I did, but and me and Eric did. Eric and I really adored this movie from director Carlson Young called The Blazing World, a very singular, surreal, close to epic experience that I merits a second watch. I think if I recall, Eric saw that movie at least a couple of times when we reviewed The Blazing World, and he was really
That was like one of my favorite movies that year.
yeah, that year being 2021. So when a movie directed by Carlson Young, this movie being Trust, which hits theaters August 22nd, came around our corner, I was thinking, wow, this is a movie that hopefully Eric Holmes would really dig, and maybe myself. Now, let's get to the plot synopsis, and then Eric will give his analysis and review of Trust. Quote, after a scandal, a Hollywood starlet, played by Sophie Turner, you know her from Game of Thrones, she retreats to a remote cabin. That is wrong. The plot synopsis says remote cabin, but when you look at the house, it's a big house. It's not a cabin, it's a big house, and she is trying to leave Hollywood and Los Angeles for a moment and go to somewhere, a beautiful, nice house in the woods to
I
escape
should
from.
probably say why, I think, because that's
Go
a
ahead.
important. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So she got Lauren, she's like this big movie star. Think who would be good at she's like a Sophie Turner, we'll say.
Okay.
Uh,
Fair. Yeah.
so, but someone finds out that she's pregnant and then puts that out there. And she hadn't decided who she's going to tell or what's going to come of it. Like she hadn't made any of those choices. Now it's out there, and she's like, okay, well, the choice has been made for me. I guess I have to have the baby, or maybe she always wanted to keep the baby anyway, or it doesn't matter because at that point it's out there without her consent, and now her choices are no longer her own, and so she wants to kind of get away from it for a little bit. However, there was who's it Billy Campbell, Peter.
Billy, I think you're wrong.
He's
I think his name is the Rocketeer.
the Rocketeer. So Lauren's co-star on a TV show, The Rocketeer, turns
Okay.
out is yeah, we could say that. You find out pretty early. He's the father, but their kind of relationship was under the table, especially since the Rocketeer is married to Ms. Rocketeer, and so he wants to pay for the abortion or don't tell anyone. That's a but well, I guess you can take it from there because I don't know what to give away or what not to give away from here.
Okay.
But
All right. Well, that is a plot element of Trust. It's not a spoiler because that's one of the reasons why she retreats is because of that situation with her co-star played by Billy the Rocketeer Campbell. I love that movie, The Rocketeer. He was so good. You love The Rocketeer as well, I'm sure, Eric Holmes. But here's the thing. That's you could argue regarding the pregnancy when Eric said he is a father. In a normal movie, Eric and I would probably say argue. I'm not argue back and forth. Is that a spoiler or not?
in a normal movie, that's the entire story. In
Right.
this one, this is the setup.
Eric just gave you a very valuable piece of information, but there are about 500 pieces of valuable information in this movie that you can't, that it's unspoilable because there's so much bleep that happens in this movie that I don't know, Eric, I don't even know what we can spoil or not. She's trapped in the house. There's a couple of people who invade the house because they, for some reason, have a connection to the house. I'm not going to say, but there are three people who are part of a possible robbery in the house, and she's scared. She locks herself in the bathroom. I'm not going to say the dynamics of these three people and what happens to them, but this home invasion goes south. Okay. Not only does that go south, okay, the actress, again played by Sophie Turner, she locks herself in the bathroom, but she finds herself locked inside the bathroom. On We also forgot to mention there's a dog involved, right, Eric? I forgot the name of the dog, Georgia or Georgina or whatever, Georgia. What? There's a dog who plays an important
Not
role.
on the IMDb that I can see.
There's a dog, the dog of the young Hollywood starlet, played by Sophie Turner. There's a dog who plays an important role. Katey Sagal, who is not featured in most of the movie, she has a very important part in the movie. I'm gonna let Eric
She's
be the
not
judge
she's not in a lot of it until she is.
until
Like
she
she's not in
is.
the movie at all, but once she shows up, she becomes a real big part. Like towards the back half of it.
and I think a really welcome part. And
Yes.
she actually has her own little mini movie for a while in Trust. The movie's only 90 minutes, but it feels like you're watching a 2 hour movie because of so many things happen. You get to follow the one of the criminals, you get to follow his story for a second. You get to follow another person who is possibly a dark figure who is lurking about, who might screw up things or not for a second. So there's just a lot of characters, Eric, and I'm really confused. Can you help me out with what else you want to untangle and review Trust?
I would say, yeah, I mean that's pretty good. Like story wise, that's it. So she's at the cabin, she's pregnant, trying to figure out what to do, and then things go amiss and a bunch of craziness happens from there.
Well, can I say one thing before you get into your review? You
No, but
mentioned
go ahead.
you mentioned craziness, and craziness is, I think, when you're talking about Carlson Young, craziness, a surreal nature. I think that can be a very good thing if you really are a fan of her work. There is a situation at the beginning where you see the starlet. She's not a starlet. You see a flashback when she's a young kid doing her first audition for the TV series, which would eventually launch her into a big star.
Oh, where it like kind
Transforms.
of transforms into her current day.
Yeah, that opening
Yeah.
sequence, I don't know because Carlson did not write the script, but this,
Vanjie.
yes,
Levanji?
yeah, Lavangi, I think she wrote the screenplay to, I think, Stepmom or something years back with Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon. But I don't know if that's in the script, but that opening moment where you see that young girl nervous in her audition, that feels like a Carlson Young movie because there's a sequence where the young girl, she looks up in the corner of the room and there's a spider in a web. And you're thinking, wow, that just seems like a nice, interesting shot. But a lesser filmmaker would have made that into a nice, interesting, just a nice, interesting, arbitrary shot. But that spider in the web visual shot ends up as a foreshadow of things to come. And I think that's really well done. It's something that Carlson Young does. And for me, this movie on the surface seems like a B level thriller, and it is, but with the actual vision and
Got
flourish
that
of
little extra stank on it to make it.
which I loved. So Eric, so
It's still like a B thriller, but it's kind of like okay.
yeah, Eric,
It got that little extra flavor to it.
yeah,
And then like kind of also to your point of like just so I love the Blazing World, and this is not that. Like this is pretty much above board for the most part, but there is some stuff that happens kind of towards the end where it kind of leans towards the surreal, I guess.
yeah,
I don't want to say it, certainly not supernatural, but definitely surreal. Like without saying what, there's a bit with water where I'm like, that's not how that works. But then you could kind of read that as like not what's actually happening, but this is like a analogy for something else, perhaps.
right. There's
Uh,
also I want to mention.
maybe water and pressure building, water breaking, that that
Oh,
sort of thing.
oh, very good. Yes. Oh, right, right. That could actually be a symbolic situation. Also, I want to mention actor Forrest Goodluck. He was in How to Blow Up a Pipeline several years ago. He plays one of the home invasion robbers, and his character is very
That's right.
uns
I knew I
right.
recognized that guy from
Mhm.
somewhere. I couldn't put my finger on it.
He has a role. I'm not going to say how big a role it is, but it's a standout sequence. His character, I don't know if it's him as an actor, maybe a both of maybe the writing as well as and maybe Carlson's direction and his own flavor, or like Eric says, his own stank in the material. He is so good with what he has to work with. I was following him all throughout his run in the movie. So there are some really Billy Campbell as the Rocketeer having
Right here.
that
His name,
horrible wig.
Greg. His Call him by his name. It's the Rockets here.
So the Rocketeer, that is the worst horrible wig that he has as a sitcom dad or a family dad in this, and it's just so
I mean,
self-consciously bad. It's funny.
but it's totally believable too. At the same time, it's like, yeah, I buy that. I totally
Yeah.
buy that.
I don't know what else to say. I really enjoyed Trust. I don't know what to give it, either 3.5 or 4 stars, because I feel like Carlson Young elevated this material. Not saying the script wasn't great, but Gigi, the screenwriter, she's working within this milieu of a B movie thriller. But I feel like with that extra stank, that Carlson Young really elevates the material, and it's a watchable film. I still have the link available. I'm gonna see if my mom catches this movie. This is a very, there's a lot of things that are going on, and I love that in a thriller. I don't know about you, Eric. What is your review?
Yeah, definitely. I'm right there with you. Love the hell out of this. I would say I don't like it quite as much as the Blazing World.
Yeah.
And I'm looking on IMDb. Blazing World's at 4.4 stars. Come on.
No, forget it.
Why
Did you?
what do people hate about that movie? I don't get it. That movie's awesome.
Yeah.
But either way,
Did you see
yeah,
Carlson Young in the
Carlson Young.
movie? Did you see her in the movie?
In this one,
Yeah.
I did not.
You missed. I think she was the one who calls the kid into the audition. So you get to see a little.
Oh, okay. All
Just,
right. I'll have to watch that again. Yeah, that I thought maybe she would be in it, but like I didn't see her on the cast list or anything. So,
by the way,
but yeah,
Sophie
I
Turner.
didn't know.
Sorry, Sophie Turner, good in this movie. You know who else would be good in this movie? Carlson Young. She would have been good in this movie.
Yeah. I wonder if that's like, I wonder if she did like the Blazing World and she's like, let's just get another actor like it. I wonder if it's like one of those situations where like you try to direct a movie
Mhm.
and star in it at the same time. And it's like, maybe you do that once and you're like, yeah, we're not doing that again.
Maybe,
I'll hire an actor for this one.
yeah, maybe it's too hard, right? Maybe it's too hard just doing directing yourself and
I
then
mean, I
project.
mean, they're both full-time jobs, so why do you want to
100%.
have two full-time jobs? And who knows, maybe it's just a situation where, they're like, maybe Carlson Young came into this late and they already had Sophie Turner, and like I don't know what the behind the
Yeah.
scenes stuff were.
Maybe, and
I
Sophie
would I
Turner
would
helps you get
say,
financing. Maybe Sophie Turner helps get you money, and she's also a good actress. So,
but I mean they don't need that. They got Rocketeer.
and by the way, they also have Katey Sagal, who, by the way,
She's like the like nice annoying neighbor lady.
oh,
Like
so
I
good.
could see a bunch of people like not liking Katey Sagal's character in this, but I loved her how she played that character because like
So
Katey
good.
Sagal's
She's
she's
so
such a
good.
talented actor anyway,
She can do
and
anything, man. She
and
needs to. I need to see more of her movies and
the
TV
fact that you
shows.
watch her character in this and you're like, that's Peg Bunny, wait, that's Gemma Teller, like
She's so
like
good.
it like yeah,
Amazing.
I don't think Katey Sagal gets enough props of how wonderful an actor.
I'm giving this movie 4 stars, man. It just has so much value added stuff, even within its small confines. It's several movies in once, and I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars for Trust. What about you, Eric? Final thought.
I think I'll go 4 stars on this too. I really want to see Carlson Young doing, and this is just me personally. Apparently, no one else wants to see it. Looking at the ratings on the Blazing World, but I want to see Carlson Young just do another Blazing World, not a Blazing World sequel or anything like that, but something where she can just like a movie like Mandy or Mother, where or Blazing World, where she can just like go completely off the rails. Because I think like Carlson Young, she's 2 for 2 as far as movies go, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, look,
I think
yeah,
she's a wonderful director, but I also want to see her like really go off the rail. Like this is kind of her like kind of constrained, but she still gets her little kind of weirdness in there.
100%.
I I want to give Carlson Young like $100 million, all the mushrooms, and then just say go. Do whatever the frick kind of weird crap you want to go
Well, it'll
for.
be interesting for me and you, Eric, because both you and I really loved The Blazing World. Not as much as you, but I still loved it. And you and I both agree on Trust. She did another movie before Trust. We have to look it up on IMDb what it was. I think it's on Prime Video. I think it's more
Yes,
of,
I didn't see that one. It was it upgraded?
okay, I don't even know what that is. I think it's Camila Mendez is in it. I could be wrong. Okay. But I would like to see if there is some of that
Marissa
Carlson Young.
Tomei?
Okay, I want to see if there's some Carlson Young flavor in that. If that movie, that second movie is even halfway as good as Trust, my goodness. But so far from what Eric has said, from the two movies of Carlson Young we've seen, I don't know why no one else is I'm sure other people are going crazy for Carlson Young, but I think Eric and you and I really love her stuff. She's just so talented, which
Yeah.
begs the question, Eric. So 4 stars for me, 4 stars for Eric. Trust only in theaters August 22nd. Eric, close out the review. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, go watch Trust. It's really good. And if you hate it, then I don't know what to tell you. Apparently you're not a fan, but
Well, Are you a
Yeah,
fan?
I love her movies, and again, I still think that The Blazing World is better of the two movies, just because that's more. I like seeing Carlson Young go like just weird and crazy. This one doesn't quite get there, but it's got a little stink of that. But yeah,
Oh,
it's a good thriller, kind of I guess elevated B movie thriller, and it was good stuff. I really enjoyed it, and I hope everyone else does too.
before we get to
But
our last.
also Carlson Young, go nuts on the next one.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.